by telling me your first name and what grade you were in and what school you went to.
Okay. My name's Celia Wilson. I just graduated 12th grade and I'm from the Compass School.
So you had a roundtable experience. How did you prepare for the roundtable?
Well, we have over the year we work on it a little bit at a time, and so we don't have to get swamped at the end. They try to have we have a proficiency tracking sheet where we pretty much try to find all of our work that we need for our portfolio before we make our whole portfolio, which is really helpful. And I have done roundtables in the past, and so something I did to prepare for that was I looked at my old stuff and I could see, think about what I wrote there and think about how I've grown, which was really helpful.
And approximately how many hours overall did you spend preparing for your roundtable?
Ooh, that's a good question. Each round letter probably took at least an hour, and so there was 8 of those plus a cover letter, so 10 hours of that at least. And then it's hard to tell finding all your work, but probably at least 6 hours of finding work. So that would be 16 hours. So that's not that much. It doesn't sound like that much, but if you can get the whole thing done in a week of work, if you really get on it and try, but it's a lot to deal with. So it depends on the person also, how fast your writing is and how organized your work is.
I would have procrastinated till the last minute. I would have tried to squeeze it in the whole night before, but were you more spacing out the work?
I did space out a lot of it. I started writing my realm letters earlier than most people actually, which is surprising for me because I'm also someone that procrastinates a lot usually. But I had them all started at least, and then when it got near the time where I started to panic, I was like, okay, I have a solid start to all of these things. So if I just sit down and think about it and work on it, it's not that much thought. It's just having to go through the motions to do the process.
And then at your roundtable, you had some of your teachers. Is he a principal or a director?
Director.
So the director was there. You had a couple of friends there?
Yeah, I had a friend who graduated last year, and I'd gone to her roundtable, and there was a 10th grader there who I think she had just passed her roundtable, and I thought it would be interesting for her to go to senior roundtable, and I also like her a lot, and that was, yeah.
And your parents were there?
Mm-hmm.
What is that like to have the sort of reflective, kind of public reflection of everything that you've done for your school career, with your parents right there at the table with your teachers and peers?
It's kind of weird. My dad told me after, he said that the person I was being at my roundtable was not the person he saw at home every day, which is interesting. And your parents don't see all the work you put in at school, and so a lot of the time my parents will be like, oh, you're slacking, you're not doing your homework, and then they go to your roundtable and you're like, wow, I see all this stuff that you've done and all your growth and all the progress you've made. But a lot of it can be uncomfortable with your parents there, because it's I don't want you reading my stuff, and I'm just not, it's such a separate home life and school life thing, and they're coming together. But that happens a lot here because Compass is really connected with parents and the community. So
overall, if you had your choice, would you have had them there, on reflection?
I mean, it is required, and it is good to have them there, and I think so, because it makes them see that I actually have done stuff and grown, and not just telling them that. So that's good for them to have solid proof of it.
So when you look back on the whole roundtable process, what was the most challenging part of the roundtable?
Something we had to do in the beginning was proficiency tracking sheet, and I spent so long trying to do this thing, and eventually I just sort of was I'm not going to do this because I'm just so bogged down by putting all these pieces of work in these really specific categories that I just gave up on it and just did my own thing, which worked out fine. So that was really frustrating. It was also just talking in front of, like, there was 14 or 15 people there, and it was super hot in there and overwhelming, and you're just like, I hope I pass, and it's scary because some of the people you don't know in there, and I was being filmed for that, and especially, and also having my parents there, so it was just like, it's a lot. It's an overwhelming experience.
Thank you for letting us film it. I had no idea that you were gonna say yes to that.
Oh,
but it's really hugely powerful for like other schools to be able to stop giving students grades and be able to like have this conversation with them. Anyway, what was the most satisfying part of the roundtable?
Passing, I guess. Like, it's like, I'm done. I don't have any more high school to do, which is a really good feeling. And also just hearing nice things about me from other people, and also people I don't really know, like the community members and stuff. And then later, like, I was spending time with my friend who went to my round table, and she was telling me all the stuff that they said when I was out of the room, and so that was really nice to hear too.
And last question, if you could give one piece of advice to students preparing for their roundtable, what would that advice be?
Start early, definitely, because I saw a couple people, or at least one person I know had to redo their roundtable because they were just cramming last minute, and like they forgot a realm, or they just didn't do a lot of it. So if you just start early and do it incrementally, and also a key to that is just having a lot of confidence. If you just sit there and you're like, oh, here's this, and like if you just act like you're gonna pass, you are likely to pass, which especially like here, teachers really like if you like show confidence in yourself.